around since 2007 in the HR space. What we mainly focus on is training and development as well as recruitment, and then we do HR consulting around accreditation and assisting corporate companies and anybody else that would like to get their training material accredited with the CETA. We don't only work with one particular CETA, but we do work with all of the CETAs. So today we're going to just talk a little bit about what my experience was in the past 2 weeks. I did my first 2 weeks of online training, and it was a call center learnership. It was with 28 learners, and I must admit that it was challenging to be online and to be doing training with 28 learners. What made it even more challenging for me was the fact that they were not allowed to have their cameras on because of it being in a call center environment, and because of the nature of the business of the particular company, because of security reasons, not only for the customer, my customer, but also for my customer's customer. Therefore, we could not have cameras on, and that made the process for me even more challenging. Why do I say that? Firstly, we started off with emotional intelligence and doing 3 days of emotional intelligence with all of them, and it was very difficult to connect emotionally with all of them. Not all of them per se, but some of them. Some were very easy and open, but with others it was really challenging. I had to keep on asking questions. I had to make sure that everybody's engaged, and because their cameras were not on, it made it even more challenging. But like I say, what I had to do was just keep the audience engaged by asking questions, doing the present, not only working through the training material, but doing videos, doing different exercises to keep them engaged, to keep them excited, and to make sure that they, the learner as well as the client, gets the best output in terms of return on investment for the training that we have done. At the end of the 2 weeks, there was quite a lot that we have done. There was quite a lot of learning in the process for myself as well as for the learners. And for some of them, the learning experience was very good. They absolutely loved the emotional intelligence part. When we did get to the call center training, they were not so eager. It was not as much exciting because it was all work related, and then they had to stay even more focused because it was all work related and it was all call center environment related. However, one of the things I had to do in terms of timekeeping and making sure that they are all on time. Initially, I only took a register in the morning. I did not take a register after tea or after lunch or in the afternoon. But by the 4th, 5th day, I realized that I actually had to do that because some of the agents, they take a chance and they just don't come back on time. They come back 10 minutes later. The one came back 35 minutes later after lunch. So those were some of the challenges with regards to timekeeping. And then it was, all right, how do I work around that? How do I make sure that they are actually back on time? And then it was to take another register at tea time and lunchtime, which is not really something that we want to do because it's an adult learning environment. They are adults, and so you really want to treat the agents as adults. However, I still have to take into consideration that learners are learners. Learners will always be learners. And even although we did put the ground rules down in the beginning, we spoke about that in the morning, we agreed on what the ground rules are as a group with all of the dynamics that we do have, yet a few of them still did what they did. However, after the 2 weeks, I must say that I'm quite relaxed, quite at peace. I know what it is that I need to do differently next time. And one of the things that I did immediately was to create more group work, create more breakout rooms. So even although that was part of the plan, part of the training plan for the day, I had to create more. I needed to have shorter breaks. So whereas one session could sometimes be 1.5 hours depending on the training material, I had to make it shorter, take breaks every hour, have a 5-10 minute stretch break, come back, and then we continue again. So those were some of the stuff that was happening over the past 2 weeks with Exosha training and development. While I was busy doing that training, I had another facilitator doing another learnership training at one of my other clients. And that was good feedback over there as well. And remember earlier on, I said in my introduction that we don't only do training and development, we also do recruitment. At the moment, the lady that does the recruitment, that heads up the recruitment, she's off on maternity leave, and so we have another lady, Estelle, that is filling in for her, that will be doing that for 4 months. So in addition to that, we will also be not only talking about recruitment, and not only talking about training and development on the podcast, but we will be talking about recruitment as well as accreditation, and accreditation across the board with all of the SETAs, irrespective of who the SETA is that you would need accreditation for your training material. One of the other topics that's really a passion for me, that I'm very passionate about, is Kingdom Business. And that is another thing that we're going to bring in later on in our podcast, where we're going to talk to different SMMEs, irrespective of what business it is that they do, whether it is training and development, whether it is recruitment, it might be a swim school, it could be anything. And so we will be chatting to SMMEs who have Kingdom businesses as well. Exosha is a Kingdom business, and we really enjoy what we do. We enjoy what we do. We enjoy how we do it, and we're very passionate about people. So look forward to chatting to you guys again over the next week or so, and we'll just keep on chatting and just letting you know what Exosha is up to. Thanks, guys.